Alright, so I'm going to quickly talk about a couple things for video games. There's some stuff going around that I need to address. And remember last vlog I said something about, there was something else I wanted to talk about, and then I went into a whole other game. I don't remember what game that was. But that actually wasn't what I was supposed to talk about, that other game I had mentioned. I was actually supposed to talk about VR and this game that I had seen. So let me get quickly into the whole VR situation. Alright, man, like, I want to, in theory, embrace VR. I want to say that I'm one of those people, I can't hate on VR. I gotta roll my sleeves, I'm sorry. That I can't hate on VR and, like, whatever. And I understand, like, it's, like, the future and shit, but I have a staunch anti first person dealy going on in video games as a whole genre of things. Yes, I know the new Resident Evil is going to be one is going to be in VR and 2 is going to be in first person. So I get that. I get people want a more realistic experience or whatever the case may be, but for myself, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. I told you before, the eyewear is just fucking ridiculous. And plus, if you get somebody with some damn pink eye playing it, eye all oozing and whatever, you're gonna end up with pink eye, and this is gonna be sad. So, one, you shouldn't let people with, like, eye infections mess with your shit, and 2, ew, that's nasty. And then, people be gritty and don't be bathing and shit. Like, I'm not saying all people who play video games don't bathe, because I just took a shower today, and I am, as this song says, so fresh and so clean. However, some people they don't like to bathe often thing. I don't know why you have that kind of thing go on, but some people don't like to take baths. And some people, when they do take baths, they don't wash their face, which a face is part of your damn body. Wash your gritty face. But some people don't have the best hygiene. I'm not saying it's all gamers. I'm not saying that at all. But some people just don't have good hygiene practices and, like, ew. So you get some nastoid coming in, putting shit over their face. They all greasy and whatever. You get an eye infection. That's just for openers. Number 2, I just don't like the whole first person fucking thing. It's not my cup of tea. It's not Adrian's cup of tea. It's not John's thing. It's not my shtick, and no. So, but last month, almost a month ago now, PlayStation came out with their PlayStation VR. And so far, I've been completely underwhelmed. I watched, yesterday I tried to watch, Until Dawn, horror holidays, or whatever the fuck it was called. Not horror holidays. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but it's like what the fuck is it called? Hang on a second. No, that's the Here They Lie. I don't know, but this is some Until Dawn game that was like a spinoff of the original Until Dawn game. Now, full disclosure, Until Dawn was not my thing. I tried to watch it at least 3 times. The first time I fell asleep on it. The second time I was kind of like getting bored in the middle of the second part and was like, I gotta go do some other shit. And then the third time I was like, okay, we gonna watch it. We gonna try to enjoy it. And I fell asleep again. I was just like, okay, if I can't watch something, if it takes me 3 times to watch something, it's not gonna happen. If I can't watch it in the first episode, like the first one, and not fall asleep or be like walking around or whatever, I don't like it. I just need to be honest with myself about that. I don't like it, and I'm not trying to look at it. So I really wasn't a fan, and I tried, as you see, to give it some play. I tried to watch it. I was thinking, like, maybe if I got my husband to play it, like, and then, because, like, you can make choices, and I know he likes games where you make choices and shit. I couldn't get with it. And I was just like, I don't even want to own it, because I'm going to be disgusted in myself if I own it. So I didn't really like Until Dawn anyway. So I was like, well, it had, like, the VR game has, like, this fucked up clown. What is with clowns lately? Fuck them clowns. But it's only fucked up, this, like, this fucked up clown on it. And, like, it looks like you're on a roller coaster. So I was like, oh, maybe, like, it's, like, a spinoff and it's, like, a VR thing. You're going through a haunted house. So, like, maybe, like, you have choices to, like, when you go through this haunted house, and you're on, like, a real fucked up Disney ride, like, they have certain rides in Disney World, if you ever been, where, like, you sit in the thing, and you shoot at shit, and, like, that's fun, but you're doing that in a horror setting on a horror video game, and it made no sense. I was just like, I watched like 10 minutes of it, and I was just like, where are we going with this? What is this talking about? So I got confused, and yet again, I can't deal with Until Dawn. So me and the Until Dawn series is just not gonna pan out. So there was that, and I was just like, this is stupid, and I'm not watching this no more. So then, like, I like before that, I watched some game called Here They Lie. Okay, like, I don't know. First of all, I don't know how I got through Here They Lie, because Here They Lie is, it's just parts of that game that are so fucked up and weird that it makes no good goddamn sense what the fuck is going on in life. So I don't know how the fuck I got through that. That was a 2.5 hour walkthrough or let's play. I watched some dude do a let's play of. And that part where you're walking through the red light district in the bad neighborhood, that goes on for like, it felt like that went on for like like a long ass time. It was a long ass time. I'm gonna be generous and say that was 45 minutes. To me, that felt like 4.5 hours of watching. Maybe it's more fun to play. Some things, they're more fun to play than they are to watch. That was horrible to watch. It was weird. It was violent. It was unfucking necessary. I'm sure it made sense to the plot, but the plot to Here They Lie was real ass limited. So, I was just like, what? The only thing I relatively enjoyed about Here They Lie was the girl that you're chasing, because you're chasing after this woman in a yellow dress, but she's some black lady with big boobies, and I'm just like, wow, big black lady, come back. Big black breasts. Oh, forget it. I'd have been like, forget it. But like the protagonist that you play as, whatever the dude name was, he's just like some real like half middle-aged white guy, and they were like in a relationship, and I thought that was really, really cool. So, but as for the rest of it, whoa, that went off the rails weird, and it went weird, and it stayed weird for a long. That was a long part. That whole part through the bad neighborhood and red light district was long as hell. I don't know how I got through that. I will post the link to what I watched, but I don't know how the fuck I got through that. It was real long and real fucked up, and it was scary in the fact that it was so weird that it was creepy. But I think that too, Here They Lie is a horror game. I have the thing from Sony up, and see, it's gonna be glary, so pardon, but that's what's on the Sony website, and it says, Here They Lie, out now, horror genre. So it was a horror game, and they do have like monsters and shit, but they have like this. I'm telling you, that red light district and that bad neighborhood is fucked up. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that, but it was weird and bad, and it was not helping. But let me read this. Here They Lie transports you to a terrifying world from which you cannot escape. Explore a nightmarish city inhabited by strange, malevolent creatures in this groundbreaking first-person horror game compatible with PlayStation VR. Struggle to survive as you wrestle with life or death moral choices. It was only one moral choice, but whatever. And try to uncover the mystery of the woman in the yellow dress. That's that black chick with the big boobies. I don't even know. it was check it out, but it was fucked up. It was just so fucked up that I don't even know why I watched it. Like, I shouldn't at the end of something like, one, I shouldn't be relieved it's over. And two, I shouldn't be like, what the fuck am I watching? And I find myself questioning what the fuck I've been watching a lot lately. I watched some bad fucking horror movie on Halloween called The Refrigerator. It's up in its entirety. It's like in parts, but it's up on YouTube. Just Google the shit and watch. If you can stomach it, watch it. I was sitting there the whole time. From the time it fucking started, like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I'm not posting a link to that because I have suffered enough and I don't want to make y'all suffer. But if you want to suffer, watch The Refrigerator. And I usually like a good B horror movie, but that was just confusing, mildly racist, and bad. So I can't deal with it no more. The other thing I want to talk about is Resident Evil, because I am on their SAD ambassador program, and they keep sending me these videos of what the fuck. And the last two videos they sent me, I was just like, I was just thinking to myself, please Jesus, let them stop sending me videos, because this is now getting on my nerves. Like, I got a shotgun, which I did dub that. I have a secret link to that, so don't be telling Capcom, because they probably won't. Not, yeah, Capcom. Don't be telling Capcom, because I already got copyright flagged earlier last month. I don't need another one, because you get 3 copyright infringements, you get booted. And I'm just getting this page together. So, but I do have that going on in secret. But they sent me the shotgun thing. I was okay with that. They sent me the herb thing. That was fine. They sent me the thing where the chick on the phone is like, what the fuck are you doing, homie? And I was like, okay, well, this is a little ridiculous, but whatever. They sent me some other shit, and I was like, well, I forget what that other one was. And I was just like, well, alright, whatever. And they just keep going further and further and further downhill. And I can't take it no more. The last two they sent me was literally just 30-second or less clips of random shit that you're going to have to find and figure out what the fuck to do with. And it has no rhyme or reason. They're both fucking weird. And they make no sense. And they don't make me excited for the game. And this is my thing with VR too. You are trying to seduce me into buying your product. I am not being seduced. The seduction is an art form. Advertising is an art form. You want somebody drooling and horny so bad for your product that I would throw that dog to sleep right there, right now, out the window to go get me some whatever product said product is. But no, they don't have me. I was saying to myself yesterday, they want people to get a stiffy, or in my cases, I'm a girl. Well, your clitoris does get erect during the sexual arousal phase. Not that you wanted to know that, but that's just information everybody should know for human anatomy purposes. But you're supposed to be getting all wet for whatever. For VR, or get a stiffy if you're a boy, or a dude, or whatever. I'm not getting anything off of this. I'm like sitting here dry as hell. Not that you want to know that, but seriously, I'm not excited. I'm not drooling. I'm not wet. I'm like, what? Resident Evil, you had me, and now you're kind of losing me because your 30-second vignettes of bullshit is just 30 seconds of bullshit. I can do anything to get 30 seconds of bullshit. No. So in VR, your same thing. What are you offering me that I would want to risk an eye infection to play your shit? Big-breasted black lady? I am a big-breasted black lady. Come on now. Give me something that I can, like, use. Give me... I'm telling you, it's going to be porno. That's the only way they're going to get me. I'm going to sit there and, like, as soon as they come out with a porno game, I know they have porno VR. So if somebody wants to send me some porno VR, I will sit and play porno VR. Because that's the only thing I can find use in VR for. So I can finally be a male and experience sort of what they experience during sex. Other than that, I'm not seeing the point. Excuse me, I'm choking up. The point of VR. So, I don't know. Same thing with Resident Evil. Resident Evil, I know you're all excited. I know Capcom is pinning a lot of hopes on Resident Evil 7. Everybody's and their mother's fucking drooling for it. I am actually a little less so. More than likely, I know I said my husband would play it, But more than likely, I'm going to watch the entire game and then make the judgment call if I want to see my husband get all fucked up, because we all know he gonna get fucked up and play Resident Evil 7. Right now, I'm not feeling it. I'm just kind of like, y'all can keep it. So, I don't know. And lastly, I'm all choked up. Alright, so last time we were discussing the Evil Within, I was like, they need to do some shit and get it together. So, last night, I'm checking my email because I told y'all before I have alerts on my shit, on my Google stuff for the Evil Within. And apparently, Bethesda is continuing the playing with everybody's balls. And again, I am a girl. When you play with my balls, it causes me an intense amount of pain. So please stop playing with my balls. And they keep playing with our balls. However, there is some slight, and I mean slight, news for the Evil Within. And this is a long-ass article from... Where the fuck is this from? I don't even know. Something called Master Herald? I get my information from wherever I can get it, don't I? And the article is called "The Elder Scrolls 6 development would come after work is done on The Evil Within and Rage," says Bethesda game director. Posted by Arash Fariki. I am bad with names, baby. I am so sorry. I just totally took a hatchet to your name. But, nope, you can't see it. But that dude, if you can see it, I am so sorry, homie. I did not mean to butcher your name. So, alright. This is a long-ass article from yesterday. And I was like, ooh, I need to talk about this. But I am going to skip to the juicy bits that deal directly with what I need to be hearing. Okay. And it's these 3 paragraphs. Since whatever happened up above the other paragraph, which I'm not reading, most gamers started guessing on which other big games are currently in development with Bethesda that the game developer had prioritized over the likes of Elder Scrolls 6. I don't play Elder Scrolls, so I don't know. Apparently, the other 2 games that are the latest sequels to The Evil Within and Rage, as both games had generated a lot of success, that they truly deserve their respective sequels, reported the University Herald. It was Todd Howard, the game director of Bethesda Studios, who has recently stated that the production of Elder Scrolls 6 is still a long way off since this is a quote too, mind you. Okay, quote, "The Elder Scrolls 6 is still a long way off since the company would be focusing initially on the development of sequels to The Evil Within and Rage," end quote. Oh shit. Bitches! Oh my god! This is what the fuck I've been asking. Okay, 2 things on this real quick though. 2 quick things. Oh my god, if they come out with it, now I'm getting wet. Not that you wasn't doing it, but now I'm excited. Now I'm like, oh my god, yes. This is what I have been praying to the video game guys, like, please, Jesus, just one more. Please, video game Jesus, one more Evil Within and maybe 2 or 3 more DLCs, and we don't ever have to do no more Evil Within ever again. Please, video game Jesus, help me out. So, okay, there is that. Exciting news. Potentially a new Evil Within, which we have been crying for 2 years. Alright, so, probably about a week ago, I was doing shit, and I told you I'm on a bunch of Evil Within communities, and one of the Evil Within communities I'm on is the Facebook Evil Within community, and one of the people who are on there had posted a YouTube video about his feelings about an Evil Within sequel. He said he thought it would be really good, because after playing Kidman's game, a lot is left open, and I'm going to spoil it for you. So, a lot has been left open, And it really does need a sequel to close it up. And he went on to say that Shinji doesn't really like sequels, which fucking look at Capcom. Shinji doesn't really like sequels. He's not really interested in doing sequels. I have said this myself, and he said that he's read in a few interviews that had interviewed Shinji Mikami, creator of Resident Evil and the creator of The Evil Within, that when you bring out sequels kind of back to back, it makes the game less scary. And originally what he wanted to do with Resident Evil 2, after the original Resident Evil came out, was he wanted to wait 5 years so it would be fresh in everybody, like it would be a fresh play. You working for Capcom, you should have known this was not going to happen. They are the king of sequels and raping a series until it's just dead and on the floor begging for mercy. So, how you're dead and begging for mercy, I don't know, but whatever. So, there's just that all by itself. He said when the guy who did the YouTube video did say, and I'll post the link to that, I gotta fucking find that too. Either way, the dude was like, probably what's more than likely going to happen is you're probably not going to see an Evil Within sequel until like 2 years have gone by for probably another 3. Because that's truly what he wanted to do. As I've stated before, they're looking for, it looks like he's getting an all-new group of people together. Like I said, VFX, he's looking for VFX animators, looking for cutscene animators, looking for people that do modeling or 3D modeling at Tango Gameworks. They're looking for a script writer. They're looking for a host of people to work on the next whatever they're working on. I'm not going 100% say it's The Evil Within, but he is looking for it looks like a whole new damn team. So I'll post the link to that again. If you want to, I'm telling you, if you want to take the risk, take a leap of faith and go work for Shinji. They used to have it Tango Gameworks. They used to have a comic strip that would come out, and they had Shinji like a slave driver. He'd be like yelling at people, but I always say Shinji do look like he would yell at you and yell at you bad, but he would come back like an hour or two later and he came back and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you, I'm just under stress. But he looked like he would yell at you like hard, but I don't know. He's trying to put out a good product. He wants something. Look, Resident Evil 2 back in the day, 60% of the original game got scrapped because he just knew it was bullshit. So this is a man who wants to put quality in his sequel, or like in his games, and even in his sequels. So honestly, but as for the reason why The Evil Within needs a sequel, I'm gonna break it down to you. And if you haven't played it, I don't know when it's going for free on the PlayStation Network or even Microsoft, whatever, but it's supposed to be going free sometime this month. Play the shit, please, because I'm just telling you what happens at the end. So I'm going to start with Kidman and Kidman stories, because this is probably where it should have started from the beginning. So, Julie Kidman is, as far as Sebastian and Joseph know, working at KCPD as a rookie police officer. Really, she's a teenage runaway who grew up on them streets, pretty much, and she got snagged by Mobius, which is a shady organization that's running all this STEM fuckery, and she's kind of spying on Sebastian and Joseph to see what Crimson City Police Department, if you don't know what KCPD is, spying on Crimson City Police Department Joseph and Sebastian doesn't know this. So that's the reason why she's with them. She goes through some shit in her game, through a lot of shit, and like at the end, she sets Sebastian free out of the STEM system. Once you are in the STEM system, which is like this, I'm not going to say imaginary world, it's a real world, but it's like a dream world. This is why I kind of think The Evil Within is a modern day retelling of Alice in Wonderland, just way more fucked up. Although that story is kind of fucked up in and of itself. It's a modern day retelling of Alice in Wonderland because you are trapped in this dream world. If you die in that dream world, you die in real life. So, the only way you can ever get out of the STEM system is somebody on the outside in the real world has to let you out. So at the end of her game, because she couldn't get Leslie which is this boy with like profound mental problems. Um, so her mission was to go in and get Leslie for Mobius. Ruvik, the antagonist of the whole game, ends up taking over Leslie, and her mission has failed. But Ruvik, you find out in a letter, has her fucked up with this nonsense in her hand that goes to like right here. So she has some fuckery in her hand. She's all scarred for life. It looks like it's part of the Mobius symbol, but I don't know if it's the Mobius symbol that's in her hand. Because the letter, Ruvik is like, the man from Mobius came in here looking for power years ago, and I'm going to leave my mark on you, Julie, like I left it on him. So he's the reason she has that bullshit in her hands, and I don't know what the fuck. So, and we don't know what the fuck because there's some dude that chases her around in her game called the Administrator. We don't know what the fuck happened to him. So, and he was supposed to go in and keep basically an eye on Julie. So, her mission was all fucked up. She didn't accomplish her mission, but in the end, she lets Sebastian out, and that's why at the end of Sebastian's game, he is able to come out of that situation alive. So, because some people are, I guess, collecting, rounding up the dead bodies, and she's like, leave that one, meaning Sebastian, and those two, probably meaning Jimenez and Oscar, who died, like, and she says they're not going anywhere. No one can. Although in her game at the end, the Mobius dude is like, no one is. It's like, oh shit. So there's that. Sebastian, as you know, goes through the shit. He doesn't really understand all of what's going on. I'm telling you, he has probably about 25% of the full scope of what the fuck is actually happening. So Sebastian, you're a police officer at Crimson City Police Department. You're actually a sergeant. You have a drinking problem. Your wife left you. Your daughter died. It's just a tragic situation. And you're real fucked up as Sebastian. You're sad, but you don't really kind of understand any of this. And where I said they did a disservice by not mentioning all of this in like cutscenes, where they mention it in a diary or journal entry, they should have been mentioned out loud. So you go through whatever you go through. Julie, as I said, lets you out of the stem. But when you come out, you're still hearing this high-pitched, squealy sound that you hear. You're still hearing that as Sebastian. And as a bonus, you see fucked up Ruvik Leslie walk off and then disappear. So you're all fucked up and still having problems. Needs closure. Your partner, Joseph, he gets shot by Julie Kidman at the end of chapter 13. At the end of chapter 13. You never find his body. You see his body in Julie's game. You hear his heart beating, but you don't ever see him ever again anywhere in the game. He's just gone. We don't know where the fuck he is. The last time you actually see Joseph, the assholes from Mobius is dragging him off. It is my theory they used his brain to reactivate that stem, and that's just my theory. So there's that situation. Then you have Mobius in the Executioner, which is kind of like the prequel of whatever the fuck is going to go on next. They're still experimenting on people. They're still using the STEM system. And they figured out that people can travel throughout the STEM system and possibly live. So now they're using people's kids as bait to like goad them into being their lab rats for this STEM trash. So there's that going on. And the coup de grace to all of this is you find out Sebastian's wife, who you hear somebody scream, Myra, we need you back here. We find out that she's actually, because nobody else is really named Myra like that. Come on, and that's the only Myra they mentioned in both games. So, like Julie Kidman's game and Sebastian. So, come on, Myra is Sebastian's wife. That's the Myra who's fucking around with Mobius. What she's doing, we don't know. I would like to think they brought her in and she's trying to take them down from the inside because they killed her daughter, or at least was responsible for the death of her daughter. And that's just what I like to think. But, I got a poppy seed on my tongue, sorry. But that's really what needs closure. You have 6 items out there freewheeling, and god damn it, we need closure. So I'm hoping that what I just read was true, that they're really going to get off their asses and like Shinji's going to start. Because like I said, I don't need a trailer. Remember when we saw the standing trailer at E3 and my husband turned to me and was like, what the fuck is this game about? I'm like, I don't even know because they just goddamn hired Kojima back in December. What the fuck is going on? Nobody needed to see an standing trailer in like that soon. So I don't know. But it would be nice. It would be nice to get some fucking closure because I can't take it no more. So that is all the information I have. Now that I've vomited all this information, disseminated amongst yourselves, do what you need to do. I'm sorry this was 30 minutes, but there was some shit that needed to get discussed and it got discussed. So I'll check y'all next time. Later!